It's Ketchup Packets.
Hey everybody, I'm Nate.
I'm Sean.
And this is Ketchup Packets. Today we're watching Firefly Episode 6 called Our Mrs. Reynolds.
That's right. What does that title mean to you, Nate?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Who's Mrs. Reynolds?
Well, what is the name Reynolds?
Well, there's Ryan Reynolds.
Okay.
But that's not what they're talking about.
But I'm talking about, like, the TV show that we're watching right now.
Oh.
Do you think of any characters named Reynolds?
I just got done going through all the main characters' names in my head.
I see.
And making sure I had those down this time.
Right.
And then they threw another name at me.
They throw a last name at you. The captain of the ship is Malcolm Reynolds.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So,
the last name is Reynolds.
Yes.
So they're looking for, is his wife?
It could be a wife, could be a mother, perhaps.
Mother, yeah. Could be a sister who's married.
Yeah.
That's all I got for you, man. I don't know.
I apologize, everyone, for the sound of my son crying. Don't worry, he's being cared for, I promise. He's not being neglected while we watch this. I don't know. What are you thinking about Firefly so far? Outer space.
Yes, I love it.
It's good stuff.
Great, yeah.
And they're cowboys and smugglers, pirates, all in one.
Yep, absolutely. And as we get closer to the end, I'm getting sadder and sadder.
Yeah, we are rapidly approaching the halfway point, but I don't know if you factor in the movie as like 2.5 episodes or something to get the total halfway.
Tack a little more onto the end there.
Exactly. Well, and that also relieves some of the, like, it just stops feeling that you get from the end of the last episode. Whereas in the movie, like, they did maybe have hope that the franchise could continue on from there, but it's still the end of a movie. You know, it's conclusive in some kind of a way. So that's good to have.
Yes.
Yeah. But without further ado, I guess let's check out episode 6.
Totally. Check out our Patreon if you want. It's in a link down below our faces.
And we're ahead. There's future Fireflies already on there.
Mm-hmm. So check that out if you want. If you don't, that's cool too. Let's watch Firefly. It's so funny to me that the outer space show has so many, like, animals.
Well, people have made the point, vehicles don't reproduce, you know?
Yeah.
They just break down and require maintenance.
That's true.
You gonna give us what due us. Every damn thing else on that boat. And I think maybe you gonna give me a little one-on-one time with the missus.
Well, I think you might want to reconsider that last part. See, I married me a powerful, ugly creature.
How can you say that? How can you shame me in front of new people?
If I could make you prettier, I would.
You are not the man I met a year ago. Now, you can luxuriate in a nice jail cell, but if your hand touches metal, I swear by my pretty floor bonnet, I will end you.
Ooh.
He's very quippy.
Yes. Nice shot. Sweet.
Zoe is unmatched in her skills.
Makes the
This
rain
is a shindig too.
It is. I think this is a hootenanny.
Hootenanny, right.
very scarce.
I was gonna say a hoedown, but you know.
And such it is.
Hoedown is indoors.
Oh yeah, okay. Fair. Is Book wearing like a glow? Oh no, I thought it was like a glow necklace.
No.
Like a rave necklace.
I think Book was doing, like, last rites over the bandits that they killed.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
We owe you a great debt. I'm sorry we have so little to pay it with, though I hope our gifts will show our regard. Well, I don't think Jane's ever letting go of that stick.
But the CGI is just... It's great.
But they use it sparingly, you know?
Right.
I don't think it's a little less than realistic, but it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Who the hell are you?
But you know I'm to cleave to you.
To what about
I'm
who?
sorry?
Mr. Reynolds, sir. I'm your wife.
He's like, what did I miss here? Human cultural stuff is so interesting, because it's like, you know, it could have been anything. Could have been him drinking out of that bowl. All of a sudden he's like, oh, that was actually a wedding.
Zoe, would you get washed?
How was wash gonna help?
We need all personnel in the cargo bay.
Oh, I said washed.
Everyone should have a chance to congratulate you on your day of bliss.
No, Liz, I don't know this.
Everybody,
How was
want you
Nara
all
gonna
to
take
meet
this?
Mrs. Reynolds. You got married?
Like that.
Yeah.
This isn't happening. Would you stop crying?
For God's sake, Mal, could you be a human being for 30 seconds?
That's one married man to another. I'm not married! You have very nice qualities, but I didn't ever marry you.
I believe you did. The marriage ceremony of the Triumph Settlers. You, sir, are newlywed.
Whoops.
Well, yeah, like you said, with human cultural stuff.
Yep. You just never know. We're very easily offended and married. Gotta be careful.
Really? Think you're the one to talk to her, sir?
The way I see it, me and her got one thing in common. We're the only ones who don't think this is fun.
No, yeah, I
No.
think Inara also doesn't find
No.
it funny.
You all right?
Do you recognize this
I
actress?
thought last night during the ceremony.
I
that
do,
you
but
were
I can't
pleased.
place her.
It's Christina Hendricks. She's one of the main characters on Mad Men, but she's in a lot of
Oh,
things.
okay, yeah.
Are you gonna kill me? In the maiden's home, I heard talk of men who weren't pleased with their bride.
Well, I ain't them. And don't you ever stand for that sort of thing. Someone ever tries to kill you, you try to kill him right back.
Good advice.
Yeah.
We're bound for Beaumont. Decent kind of planet. Near a week before we get there. We'll figure something.
Yeesh. Can't even take her home.
Wife.
That's rough.
Yeah.
I ain't ever even...
My name is Saffron.
Saffron?
Mm-hmm.
She's a nice girl.
Seems very anxious to please you.
That's their way, I guess.
I suppose so. If you take sexual advantage of her, you're going to burn in a very special level of hell. A level they reserve for child molesters and people who talk at the theater. I'll make her up a room in the passenger dorm.
Good.
This is one of those situations where he's like, if I don't say something and I regret it, I'm not gonna feel good about that.
We'll be in Beaumont at least 2 weeks, right?
Can't exactly be sure.
Well, I need you to be exactly sure, Mal. I can't make commitments and then not keep them.
Hell, 10 years' time, I could...
Can you leave me alone for 5 minutes, please?
It's like I got married by accident and now everyone hates me.
Well, and Inara especially isn't usually like
for a fight.
Yeah.
openly annoyed. She usually is annoyed underneath the veneer of happy.
That's the most angry I think I've seen her in this show so
Always
far.
do seem to find one, though.
Now Jane has a gun.
Why does Jane have a gun?
6 men came to kill me one time. And the best of them carried this. It's a Callahan full-bore auto-lock. Customized trigger, double cartridge thorough gauge.
Cool. What does that mean?
It is my very favorite gun.
You offering me a trade?
A trade? It's miles more worthy than what you got.
She has a name.
So does this. I call it Vera.
Okay, the gun's name is Vera.
She's a human woman, doesn't know a damn thing about the world, and needs our protection.
Well, I'll protect her.
Jane, go play with your rain stick.
Nah.
Oh.
It's a wreck.
Taking
No, this is
pictures?
The parts are crap.
I said exactly that.
But you put it together, you got a Firefly. She's a good catch. She comes our way, you prep the nets.
Uh-oh. Pirates?
Hey, well, you're, well, there you are.
But we've been wed, aren't we, to become one flesh?
Well, no. We're still two fleshes here. And I think that your flesh.
This is my book had to say something.
Yeah, exactly.
It ain't a question of pleasing me. It's more a question of what's morally right.
I do know my Bible, sir, and rest him then upon the sweat of her breast.
Oh.
I'm confused why Book has a problem with this. Aren't they married? Isn't he a man of God?
Saffron.
Right, but she's too naive to consent, I think is what Book thinks.
Okay.
It's been a while. A long damn while.
And he knows Mal intends to end the marriage.
Yes.
Had I the dare to choose, I'd choose you from all the men on all the planets the night sky could show me.
Yeah, you're kind of a hero, dude. You know?
I want this. I swell to think of you in me.
Book?
I see that you do too.
Yeah, call somebody Mal.
Let me have my wedding night.
Oh, I'm gonna go to the special hell. Son of a...
She's a spy.
Night, sweetie.
Did you suspect?
I did a little bit.
Yeah.
That there was something.
Well, you should have said
fishy
something,
about
because
her.
now you get
Yeah.
no credit.
That's fine.
Not sleepy?
Am I let to be up here?
Well, sure. Why not?
Look.
Uh-oh.
Do you know the myth of Earth that was?
Not so much.
That when she was born, she had no sky, and the stars would rush into her through the skin of her.
It's
making
like
the oceans
the formation of the
boil
Earth.
with sensation.
Yeah,
The
maybe.
asteroids falling
And
and...
when she could endure no more ecstasy, she puffed up her cheeks and blew out the sky.
Oh. Good myth.
Make this night what it should be. Please.
Yeah, he's not suspicious.
Show me the stars.
I think he definitely is.
I wish I was somebody else right now. Somebody not married, not madly in love with a beautiful woman who can kill me with her pinky. Did it get very hot in here? I need airflow.
You love her very much.
I never did meet anyone quite like Zoe. The first time we met, she actually frisked me.
Jeez. So what's her deal then? Who sent her? Whoa.
What?
She's just adept.
Yeah, she knows what she's doing.
Oh, crazy. That's cool.
Yeah.
Sealed shut.
Flash welding strip. You don't carry those around?
I have a couple in my car.
Are you lost?
I thought the other shuttle was yours.
It is. I was on the Cortex and my screen shorted. This one's out too.
If I'm to learn of love, I'd like it to be at the hands of someone gentle. Someone who could feel what I feel.
Nara's having none of it.
Ever since I saw you.
Man, she is good.
She knows the right angle.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we've lied enough.
You're good.
You're amazing. Who are you?
Malcolm Reynolds' widow.
So now I knew what was up. Game recognized game.
Yep, totally. Now I'm just super curious about who she is, like why she's doing this. It does. The fact that he didn't even know, like, he didn't know anything about this should have been the dead giveaway, like, right in the beginning. It's like, wait.
I do like the idea of them showing us that Inara's, like, manipulation training can be used for things other than, like, making people feel good, you know?
Yep.
Get the doctor, Mel's hurt.
Oh, no.
You stupid son of a...
You know, we used to get a lot of guys brought in on the night shift at the ER. Usually robbed, very groggy. They called it the goodnight kiss.
So you two were kissing?
Well, isn't that special?
You don't get. You weren't there.
Yeah.
You were victimized, Wash was beaten, and Nara found you here.
And then I fell. My head got hurt like Wash. I only fell is all.
We could be headed straight into a nice big solid moon for all we know. So, how's about we get to work?
It was your big makeout session that got us into this, sir.
I was poisoned.
You were drugged.
That's why I never kiss him on the mouth.
God, Jane. Come on, man.
This girl really knows her ships.
It's not all she knows. She's well schooled. She's had training. As in companion. As in academy. It was sloppy of her to try it, but I think she was in a rush.
But she had professional. So in my case, I mean, it was really.
Yeah, he's like, guys.
It's true.
Slack.
You would have kissed her too.
Wash didn't.
But she was naked and all articulate.
Okay. Everybody not talking about sex in here. Everybody else, elsewhere.
That girl's a wonder.
She gets it done. Tell the boys.
What?
It's like a circle.
It's a net.
I don't get it. Where are we headed?
Into a trap. It seems like finding her would be top priority. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Where'd she go?
She took off in the other shuttle.
That's right.
She needs oxygen around her to fire, and we don't have a case.
Gonna use a suit. See these 6 points where it's brightest? Those are the breakers. One of those.
Nice, just like Star Fox or something like that.
Yeah, right. I do think it's cool, all the different workarounds that they have for the fact that their ship doesn't have any weapons on it.
Mm-hmm.
I always think it's funny in movies and stuff when you break something in one spot and then like all the other stuff just starts sparking up.
Yeah, the chain reaction of electricity, of course.
Of course.
There we go, zipping right through.
Bonnie, I'm home.
Just stand 10 feet away with the gun.
Oh, they want
to get their wedding night after all.
Question her or something? I don't know.
Yeah, they want to know why she did it. Or, I don't know, take her out. Wouldn't you?
You're quite a man, Malcolm Reynolds. I've been waiting a long time for someone good enough to take me down.
Saffron.
She's like Catwoman.
You even think about playing me again, I will.
Pretty much.
Rules. What's your real name?
Do you think she was gonna tell him?
You only lied anyhow.
No, I don't.
And does the vixen live?
Yeah, if you can call it that. All's well, I suppose. You're a very graceful woman, Nora.
Excuse me?
Thank you.
She's like looking for how that was backhanded somehow.
Mm-hmm.
How's about we don't play? You didn't just trip, did you?
No.
Oh, isn't that something? I knew you let her kiss you.
Oh, she thought that it was her moment.
Yep.
Mal, oh.
I think even he knows the truth.
No, I think he
so?
really misread that. Because look at her. She's like, Jesus, that was it, you know?
Yeah.
I think seeing Saffron and how jealous it made her maybe pushed Inara into realizing she knew what she wanted, but she's not going to be the one to say it.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, that would be hard tension to keep up for seasons and seasons and seasons without breaking it.
Yeah, you'd have to get, I mean, it'd be like with The Office and stuff, where at a certain point you do get them together, and then you have like their courtship and building to a more like an actual wedding or whatever.
Right.
I don't know if a show like this would do that, but yeah. It's the running romantic storyline through the show, I think, is the two of them. What did you think?
That was a good episode.
Yeah, Saffron.
That was fun. Saffron, yeah.
Mrs. Reynolds.
Just another character that they introduced that, like, would have been a recurring character, almost guaranteed.
Yeah.
She gave me, like, Catwoman vibes. Like,
Definitely, that's a good comparison, yeah. You can feel like she's almost sort of the same kind of person that they are. They're just not aligned with each other, so she works against them, you know? But, I mean, they don't sacrifice people, you know? They're not quite as morally gray as she is.
No.
But, you know, she's still, like, just kind of a... looking out for herself. You know, she, like Mal was saying, that the difference is that he's got his crew of people, so she's kind of a singular version of their type of person.
Right, yeah. And she's just got that mentality of, like, people, like, no one's trustworthy. And, you know, it's an opportunity for them over the course of maybe many seasons of the show as she shows up more and more, like, and maybe they, like, save her in a situation, you know? And, like, she can come around and change her perspective on, like, other people.
Exactly, yeah. Maybe she could join the crew. Who knows? Who knows who would have joined or dropped off of the crew over the seasons of the show if it progressed. You have your original 9 lineup, but a show like this, if it goes on for 7 years, you'd be like, oh, those people came on in season 2 and they were the, you know, like that. Yeah. You always have that kind of thing.
Oh, what could have been?
Unless you have something like Lost, where you have the tail section that adds people in season 2 and then one by one, like, takes them all away again. It's like, no, never mind.
Nobody likes these people anyway. Yeah, that was great.
What else with this episode? Yeah, it's like...
So, yeah, I'm wondering if because they were, I guess, how would you describe them? Because I would describe our crew as being, like, more scavengers and smugglers and not so much pirates, right? But those other guys seemed like they were more like pirates.
Yeah, I guess that's a good distinction, yeah, because pirates seems like they will raid other people and take what's theirs, like, right out of their hands and stuff, whereas our crew are scavengers. They'll raid a derelict, they'll, you know, take illegal stuff under the Alliance's nose, but they're not gonna hurt people or harm people or leave them worse off than they were by finding the crew of the Serenity. Yeah. And it's an important distinction that the law doesn't seem to much care about, you know?
That's true. Well, I think maybe back in the day when pirates were maybe more prominent, you know, with, like, the whaling vessels and stuff, there was a distinction between if you find a ship with no one on it or everyone's dead on it for some reason and you just take their stuff, isn't quite the same as boarding a ship, killing everybody.
Right. But I can also see why you would still have to have a rule against take all the stuff on a ship where everyone's already dead, because otherwise there's incentive to just pretend you weren't there for the part where you made them all dead. No, they'd already been massacred by other people who left everything
if anybody asks, they were all dead already.
Exactly, yeah. So I can understand why you would want that rule. Yeah. But, yeah.
It also just seems like the government, specifically in this show, is just sort of like... There's no reason why they couldn't just have let them, like a few episodes ago, keep that stuff. You know, they're, like, useful supplies. It was just food and stuff, right? It's like, yeah, maybe it was their property, but they didn't need it as much as, you know, could have been really helpful, but...
Right, but you want people operating within the law, and so you don't want them... Yeah, you're not going to let them keep their illegal commercial operation. You know, they're not supposed to be doing this.
That's true.
That's
a good point.
I'm not with the Alliance, but I'm understanding why they are behaving the way they behave.
Yeah, that's true.
River was pretty much not in this episode. Like
that's true.
She showed up to glance at them for 1 second, just for them to be like, "Hey, Summer Glau also appeared in this."
Right. Yeah.
There's a shot of her.
And Simon was barely in it too.
It's true. Yeah. Not everybody has to be, you know, full prominence every time. That's the nice thing with an ensemble cast like this too, is that you can move around who's in the foreground, I guess. But
kind of have storylines about just a couple of characters at a time if you want.
It would have been interesting to see Saffron deal with Simon and how she would have approached him, you know?
Right,
He's so, like, stuffy and uptight. How do you get him to put his guard down? Because she seemed to be able to...
I think she would have had a pretty easy time. I mean, he seems like he's just constantly stressed out. Doesn't it seem like that? Like he's just so bummed up.
The River problem weighing on his shoulders keeps him so stressed, you know?
That's what I mean. Then all you gotta do is, in her seductress way, just be like, you seem so stressed. And he would just be like, yeah.
Let me give you a massage, help you relax or something like that, yeah. What about Book? Could she have had an approach to Book that would have worked? He seems pretty committed to his ways.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think Book seems like the most morally steadfast of all the characters. Like he's kind of acts as a moral compass for the rest of them. So like it seems like even anyone else might have been able to be at least tricked into turning their back on her.
Right, well, I think Book, too, you could probably just get him to turn his back and then knock him out like she did with Wash. Right. And so maybe Wash and Book and Zoe. I don't know, I'm just trying to think of who she could actually get to kiss her. Right. Mal, obviously she did. Jane, no problem.
Yeah.
Simon, maybe. Kaylee, maybe.
Maybe.
You know?
Yeah.
I feel like if you get Kaylee next to the engine and you could get in, you know?
Yeah, especially since she seems like she actually knows a thing or two about engines. She could get a conversation going, you know, like...
Exactly.
Be like, oh yeah, you know, like, I may be from the simple place, but we've seen these, you know, seen some ships around, and, you know, I learned a thing or two about how to fix them, and blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
Kaylee's always looking for somebody to, like, rap about engines with.
It's true.
So,
it's true.
That's how you get in her good graces.
The extended version of this episode where she has to take out every single person on the ship.
Yeah.
Those scenes are all in there. Well, I don't know. Is there more to discuss on this one? It's pretty straightforward, I guess. Not a lot of breakdown. It's, you know, that old episodic television from back in the day. Mm-hmm. Here's another escapade.
I do think it's interesting that they... So, like, the fact that it was never mentioned to any of them that, like, oh, by the way, you're getting a wife. Mm-hmm. This is a marriage proposal or, like, whatever. And, like... And it's like, that's something you mention. It'd be like, he never mentioned that. They said, like, that he never said, like, he didn't tell you. And
right, and she was saying it was as payment. Yeah, that should have been a red flag, but she is a human smokescreen, you know? So her presence is so alluring that people don't see through the little things like that.
It's like Catwoman.
Exactly, yeah. No, I think that's an apt comparison for her. Definitely. There is a 10th one of these character posters for Saffron that exists that I don't own. My wife was opposed to buying that one when we bought these because Saffron is not a member of the crew. So she said it was not fair.
And you know what? In fairness, she's not.
Yeah, it's true.
But it kind of alludes to the fact that maybe she would have been at some point.
I mean, these are not official. This is fair.
I know, but I like that idea that she would eventually come around and end up on the crew.
Maybe.
I think it's interesting.
It might just be that Christina Hendricks is beautiful and the artist wanted to draw her.
Yeah, that's also
a possibility as well. I don't know how these were made, but yeah. Is that it for this week?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Thanks so much for watching with us, everybody. I'm Nate.
I'm Sean.
And this is Ketchup Packets.
Pew.